kind of like beads up and.
No way. You walk around pissed on your balls, bro. I just talk about how my legs are covered in piss all the time, and you stole my thunder. KFC Radio is presented to you by Stacker 2. Stacker 2 Energy is the presenting sponsor of KFC Radio, as I just said. Let Stacker 2 Extreme Energy Gummies kick your ass, ASS, into high gear. These bad boys are the mofos of energy gummies. Stacker 2 Extreme Energy Gummies will jumpstart your game on the field or betwixt the sheets. Stacker 2 Choose Explosive Energy isn't coming from a can. This 6-pack of nuclear nectar is portable, so you can take them anywhere, anytime. It's like having a 6-pack of energy drinks right in your pocket, ready to give you that extra boost whenever you need it. These nuclear nectar gummies are so portable, you can carry them in your pocket, and you can take them anywhere. That's a note twice. Take them anywhere! Go to stacker2.com/barstool for your Barstool Bite Back special. Get $5 off your purchase or $5 worth of free product. That's stacker2.com/barstool.
I'm not saying you could do this, are able to do this.
Are we on the show right now?
Sure.
Let's start now.
Let's start now. I'm not sure if you're able to do this. You're definitely not able to do this. I'm not sure if you'll even be able to do this if you wanted to achieve it. But I want you to do this. I want you to become this guy right here. This guy's so awesome. Dude,
yes, I have to see
this guy is the fucking man. I don't know how you become the apple juggling eater guy. Look at that face. That's the face of determination. And the sound is like, this dude one day set out to just be. I love it. Hashtag relatable memes. What's fucking relatable about this? This guy one day was just like, I can juggle. And
dude,
like,
here,
what if I ate
this
it
is
at the same
something
time?
that...
Do you think he just goes and goes and goes until there's like a core left?
Yeah.
He should do that with like an orange or something that you could just eat the whole, like peel it and then eat the whole fucking thing. Just gone. You just juggle until it disappears.
That would be pretty sick. I don't know if this is going to come as a surprise to people or not. It is a surprise to me. I cannot juggle at all. I have no ability to juggle.
Why does that surprise you?
I'm rather good with my hands. I have solid hand-eye coordination.
You think you should just be able to juggle?
No, but like never in my entire life have I been able to juggle. Like there are times in my life where I was a pretty athletic young lad.
It's not how it works, bro.
Is it not?
You gotta like practice juggling.
Oh, well, that explains it.
Yeah. That would be like, listen, I was in my prime. I was athletic, but I couldn't hit like a bullseye with a bow and arrow. Like you gotta like try to, you gotta learn that shit. That's I like
never learned how to throw. I'm sure I did. I just don't have memories of it, but like I could just.
I think that's very different than like you have to learn like it's a whole thing of like you always have two in the air or some shit. It's actually a very basic thing. I think
sure
once you break
I
it down.
definitively learned how to throw. I just don't remember.
But I think that's more like you watch and you mimic.
But like I should be able to do that with juggling. I don't
think it is. I think that it looks like that. It doesn't look. There's too much going on, and when you learn that it's actually like you just throw up and over, or whatever it is. I remember like trying, to learn once before, and it is just like that's hilarious. It's very funny to think that you're just like you. So there were definitely times where you were just like, give me those three things, and you were just like, yep. And you're like, what the fuck? It didn't work.
I was like, what the hell is this shit?
That is not. Can you juggle?
No.
Have you ever tried?
Yeah, but I just never really like put my head.
Yeah,
to it.
I also can't spin a basketball on my finger. That bothers
I
me.
can't do that either.
That's crazy that you can't do that.
I never was able to do it.
I can do it for like a split second. I can't. The people who go keep it spinning is fucking crazy. Jackie, can you juggle?
No. I can juggle with my feet. But...
No, like soccer juggling?
Yeah.
No. I think we need Jackie Juggles. I think for your New Year's resolution this year, you should learn how to juggle.
I've tried it a few times. So I could get to two juggles, two rotations.
That's more than me.
Three balls, like 1, 2, 1, 2 times 3. You're saying?
I think so.
That
could have been like.
Wait a minute. That's now it sounds like you can't. When you learn to juggle, that you can buy a set that is square. They're cube beanbags, so they don't roll away.
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
drop it so many fucking times. They're like, the worst part about learning juggle is your back hurts. You're
Really?
just constantly picking up the ball. So it's definitely not something you just like, I can throw balls, I can catch balls. Let me throw and catch all these balls.
I absolutely thought that was that way.
No.
Like,
no.
I probably only tried to juggle like 3 times in my life, and every time I'm like,
You're like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Maybe. But I do think it's an attainable goal. Like, it's not, you know.
I think if I put my mind to it, I could probably get some juggling done.
I think you probably could get it done like in a day.
I don't know, but I bet I could get two juggles in a day.
Well,
Do you
that's.
have 3 balls now? Can you try?
Can I try right now?
Yeah.
I mean,
fine.
we definitely don't have
three like those
balls.
3. How about those 3 little jars?
Yeah, sure. I don't even know, like what you were just talking about, where you're like, when you learn, you go like this.
Zin packages?
No, I think that's got better weight to it.
Wait, are those glass?
No. Like when you said, like,
Imagine it was just glass and just shattering everywhere. I think you have to stand up for this.
yeah,
I would be, yeah. John's juggling 3 jars of like.
one.
No,
Okay.
that doesn't fucking count.
So you just keep rotating.
I don't know how to juggle, dude. This is.
I'm just gonna keep throwing and catching. Is this juggling?
No, but that's I think that's the first step. I think now when that one's in the air, you got to throw another one up. But I do think that's a good first start. I think I think that's got to go.
It's okay. It's if that's juggling.
They make it look so easy. By the way, wait, I'm gonna let you keep going.
I'm
And
gonna
then
try one more time.
Okay.
I think this is gonna be when I get it.
That is
No,
almost.
you're
I think
just
that's a different
rotating.
form of
I
juggling.
know. I'm getting the rhythm, Jacqueline.
Wait, can I try?
Yeah.
What I was gonna say, I didn't want to interrupt you as you were trying so valiantly. I think the other one went behind the couch.
I caught that one.
We have been reduced to literally a court jester. Like, dance for me, you little puppet.
Move up a little more, Jack.
You gotta go here, and then what do you do the third?
He doesn't know.
I thought this would be a lot easier.
It's-
This is such a perfect embodiment of both of you.
That was better. That was
You almost hit yourself in the face with one.
That's like, it's bizarrely impressive because it's so chaotic.
I was gonna say,
It's just limbs flailing, and like somehow you were.
I think, yeah,
Somewhat keeping
I've
it
seen this thing a
afloat.
bunch. You have 2 hands here, and you're just like throwing up. You like when you're going, like, if your hands are moving, you're fucked. Your hands have to stay here the whole time. I know that, but no, dude, this is don't feel. What other things out here are you thinking that you're supposed to be able to do, and you're like disappointed in yourself that you can't do it?
I don't know. I'd have to hear it.
Yeah. Like another. Bro, did you see? I
Probably
posted
play the
some-
guitar.
You can play the guitar. You should.
No, I should be able to,
to
though.
play the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the perfect one too. I think the opposite of that. When
I took guitar lessons.
When I
that's
see
why.
people play the guitar, like piano keys, I get. It's like there's buttons, and you're pushing them. Picking strings that are like a centimeter apart from each
couldn't
other.
figure it out.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about? Get that string. That's in the middle of a bunch of other strings.
Right, like if it was like a big machine that you, not a machine, but like a big instrument that you like pull,
Yeah.
I would get it. But it's like I'm gonna hit the other one. I'm gonna hit 3 of them, but I'm gonna go for one.
What do you mean hit all of
And,
them
like,
at the same time? That doesn't make any sense either.
Right, and then the opposite is that. That is crazy. I just love the thought that you've been walking around your whole life being like, I absolutely should be able to juggle and I can't.
I should be able
Are
to
you
do
under
it.
the impression that other people are out here juggling?
Yes.
I would say.
I thought in this room there would be at least 3 jugglers. I thought you were a juggler for sure.
What? Why would I be a juggler?
I don't know. I thought it was just. I thought juggling was a thing
Juggling
couldn't do.
is a thing that you need to do and learn, but I think if you do it like for a day, if you have any sort of hand-eye coordination, you could do it. Because I do think it's like I think part of it is you take 2 in one hand and you throw it, and when that one's up, You throw it, and like once you get the hang of that,
Yeah.
then it's just like you know, then you introduce something with your other hand, and it all kind of clicks. Which is like, I think most people do exactly what you two did. And you're just like, oh, no, this is impossible. Never mind. And I think it's like with 5 minutes, like you know, people say like 5 actual minutes. Like that's a long time of like try, you know, and all of a sudden you start to get it. You know what I mean?
I
think
actually
you can do it in a
learned
day.
the other day that it's more than 5 minutes, but with 20 hours of practice, you can become
Proficient
in most things, almost everything.
That makes sense to me because
20 hours is so little time.
It's the same thing as exercising too, though. And it's like just do this for like 20 minutes a day, and it's like, yeah, if you row for 20 straight minutes, you're gonna be fucking gassed. But that makes sense to me. I think I bet you the vast amount of stuff in this world, from talents to skills to physical, whatever, most people try for like a matter of seconds. It's like seconds. You know what I mean? Just like I try this. Never mind, I suck at this. I'm done. I can't do it. I'm done. You get frustrated, you get embarrassed, and you're just finished. And it's like if you just try a little bit. Think about how many 20-hour batches you have in your life. Where it was just like, I'll spend 20 hours playing the guitar, 20 hours juggling, 20 hours skateboarding, 20 hours.
Become a real jack of all trades.
You just be awesome at stuff. Yeah. Not even awesome, but just like proficient at stuff.
You're just like, I can do that.
Like, yeah, like if somebody walks in this room with a skateboard, I can do it. You walk in this room with a fucking baseball bat, I can swing it. You walk in, you know, I can go to any party, anywhere, anything. I can kind of do that.
Yeah,
that's fucking great. That's the way to live life. You should write a book. That is such a piece of bullshit book that everybody would be like, have you read the 20-hour book? You know the 20-hour rule? It's like the 4-hour
It's a
work
guy
week.
who literally does nothing and writes a book about how he does everything.
Yeah. That's the tagline. Bro, write this book. First of all, you got to learn how to do a couple things, though.
I got to learn how to write a book first.
Yeah. 20 hours. Practice for 20 hours. Now, you've got your writing hours logged. You know how to write.
Yeah, writing hours to do a vlog.
So go write a book called the 20-hour rule. And it's about how the man who does nothing
bet there's
can do
a book
everything.
like that out there,
but it's probably not marketed
by a
right.
scientist who like
but
did
that's
it. Like I read it in I don't know where I read it, I forget, but I read it somewhere. So it's obviously not something I came up with.
All the more reason you need to do it, though. Nobody wants to hear from a scientist. If I was just like, yo, you know that dude, the guy, he does the things, the stuff. He can do everything if you just listen to him.
Imagine if that was a rule that I just invented, and I was like, if you do anything for 20 hours, you can become good at it. That also, by the way, could be a total thing that you made up, and it makes sense. You know, it does make sense. It seems like there are some.
It's funny when the real thing is 10,000 hours.
Right, and that's the headline of this article.
It
takes 20, not 10,000. 10,000 is
10,000 to be an expert.
Yeah,
right.
10,000.
20 hours to like. I'm thinking. So if you do 10,000 hours of juggling, I think you can juggle chainsaws and shit like that.
Yeah.
If you do 20 hours of juggling, I think you can juggle 3 balls.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that makes sense to me. If I was young right now and in the content game, I would and really wanted to go after it and like didn't have any kids, any bills, any expenses, anything. I would have a channel called 20 Hours, and I would just pick something and do it for 20 hours and just keep going. And I think it would be a smash hit. You got to be good. You have to be somewhat coordinated enough to do these things. Pick things that you will hopefully achieve. But I think it would even be cool sometimes to get to 20 hours and be like, not even close.
Yeah.
Not even fucking close. But if you become one of these motivational assholes, and you probably take some ice baths along the way for some reason, so you got to do that. That's the kind of shit that people eat the fuck up on the internet. Did you see there's I don't know if it was new or I never know what's, everything. The weird thing about like getting into Instagram and TikTok is you never know what's new and what's old.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter is like, this
that.
is trending.
Yep.
It's just happened, and I know that. TikTok, you might be watching something from like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And unless you know like what that person looks like, they have hair. They don't have hair now, You have no fucking idea. The guy who did a TED Talk where he did not have a topic, he just spoke like a TED Talk. He's like, so I'm here today to talk to you about giving a TED Talk. I have absolutely nothing to say here today, but if I move my hands like this and I raise my voice at these points, you will feel like I'm giving a speech. And it feels exactly like a TED Talk. He has a headpiece on, he walks across the room, and he moves his hands in a way, and it's like, oh, these motherfuckers all just have
Oh, that's any speech.
complete-
That's not just the TED Talk. The TED Talk's name grabby, but that's any speech.
yeah, right. But this guy, it's just
that's every NFL coach stands at a podium, talks. You're like, oh, he's didn't say anything.
Yep.
But that most people speaking in public, including myself, are never saying anything.
Yeah. But it really goes to show that, like, if you are nervous about doing it, it doesn't matter what the topic is as long as you just learn this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then you can just plug and play. Just do this for absolutely everything. But if you watch it on mute, it's like, it looks like, you're doing the fucking movements. It's like, there was a...
that was something, that is one I think I came up with. I think I said once.
Yeah, that was 8 years ago. It's a long time ago.
Stuck with me is that 97% of conversations don't have to happen. And I think that's true. I think most things that are said out loud, there's absolutely no reason for them. And we can
think so too.
We can just get by without it.
Sure, but I also, don't you think that, like, things don't have to be said, you just want them to be said?
That's different. That's completely different. Yes, 100% agree with you.
Because otherwise, we're just literally just sitting here.
Yeah, no, I like
Which I'm
talking
cool with for most of the time.
as long as we both agree we're not sorry about anything.
Right,
I'm fine with.
right.
But when like over explaining and shit like that, it gets
God.
Surviving Barstool comes out soon. It is the
you know what though? You say that, but
magnum opus of over explanations.
you say that, but there was a couple times where you were completely floored.
I don't even mean like in like talking. I do mean that too, but I mean like also like in
the rules and shit. Oh my God.
and all that kind of shit.
Oh my God, that was insane. that actually the rules I thought I was like, I want to like do a case study on this because there are certain people asking certain questions that I'm like, I think you don't even realize what you're doing. Yeah. I think you don't even understand.
You just want to talk right now.
Yes. Like, that's what I mean. I actually think what it was nerves, and they want to be like involved. Mm-hmm. And that way, you know what I mean? Like, if I ask a question, I'm somehow like already trying hard, you know? When it's just like, it's a puzzle. Put the puzzle together. Wait, can I put the puzzles? Can I put it in my right hand and then put it in my left hand? Fucking yeah, dude. Fucking yeah. And there was a couple times where we would run into like bizarrely like, oh, that actually does matter. But like, yeah, in the 1 in a billion chance this was gonna happen.
Right. Let's just play it out. Yeah, and we'll have that fight after if we need to.
Yes. Yeah. That was absolutely crazy. Because there was even times where I was about to ask a question. I was like, I don't do this. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the thing. Like, it could be an issue, but we don't need to fucking worry about that. That is, they'll probably cut that. Just because for time.
Yes.
But I already told Rob, I think specifically for the challenges, we should use the pay-per-view platform and just put full unedited challenges on. Look at the light. Open your eyes. You waited way too long for that. You don't close your eyes when you're trying to sneeze.
My bad.
Idiot. Just feel bad for your nose. We should put the full challenges on, and you can watch like the full half-hour, fight if you want, because there's so much good shit that happened in there. But also, it's probably about a half hour, and the first 17 minutes will be questions. It was fucking crazy, man.
No, it's a half hour. The first 27 minutes will be questions.
There was a couple. There
were a few longer ones, but like most of the challenges are like 5 minutes long.
It was nuts. And that was probably better than the first 2 seasons.
Really?
As far as that kind of shit, where it was just like producers just like talking and it's like, just fucking.
Let's just play the children's game, you bunch of adults. We can figure it out, right?
Right. Although I will, again, to play devil's advocate, if there was ever a group of people where like you have to make sure the rules are all spread out, explained, because they will latch onto the one fucking thing where it's like, yeah, that happened, but that's not the spirit of the rules, so just shut the fuck up,
There's never a wrong time to protect your home, but this fall happens to be an especially good time. No bad times, no wrong times. There are good times. Right now, we are in good times, folks. Why? Because you can get 50% off a brand new SimpliSafe home security system. It was named the best home security of 2023. Probably 2002 too. If it existed then, it would have won that one, but it didn't. So it won it in 2023 from the U.S. News and World Report. SimpliSafe is a comprehensive protection for the whole home with advanced sensors that detect break-ins, fires, floods, and more. plus HD cameras both inside and out. It is powered by 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. That's pretty cheap for safety, isn't it, folks? For peace of mind. How much would you pay for peace of mind? Would you pay under $1 a day? Because that's what the SimpliSafe can do for you with their new 24/7 live guard protection and smart alarm wireless indoor camera. Monitoring agents can speak to intruders, helping stop crime in real time. Stop crime in real time. A powerful technology exclusively from SimpliSafe. I do not have a home, so I do not have SimpliSafe. But if I did, it is exactly what I would need. It would be the number one thing to give me peace of mind, knowing that I am safe inside my own home. When you are not safe and comfortable in your own home, it doesn't feel like home at all. Satisfaction is backed by SimpliSafe's money-back guarantee. Try SimpliSafe for 60 days risk-free. If you don't love it, return your system for a full refund. 60 days risk-free, full refund. For a limited time, listeners can get a special 50% off any SimpliSafe system with a Fast Protect plan. Visit SimpliSafe.com/KFC Radio. That's SimpliSafe.com/KFC Radio. 50% off any SimpliSafe system with a Fast Protect plan. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. But when this got started, I don't know if we were recording it or not. Pav said DM it to me, and that was something I thought about the other day. That like, you know, like she's too young for you, bro, or he's too old for you, bro, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Mine is my window of dating is if you email me shit, too old for me.
Sure.
If you DM me shit, too young for me.
I like that.
I
live in the text zone.
If once we're text friends,
that's it.
Don't ever talk to me on any other platform ever again.
The only thing I will say is that if you find something on Instagram, you can just like boop, boop, and you're done. Right?
Yeah, but like you actually did it to me recently, where we were in the hotel, we were leaving Pittsburgh, and you like watch this video. I'm gonna send it to you. And I
thought about it too. I was like, he doesn't use Instagram. He's
bro, I was checking my Wi-Fi. I was like, I was embarrassed. I was like, oh, I must have forgotten to pay my fucking phone bill.
I said to myself, he doesn't go on Instagram enough to know that it's going to be on Instagram.
It was. I was like, I eventually found it, but like I didn't talk to you about it for a while because I was in my phone trying to be like, where the fuck is this goddamn thing?
Because it's like that's crazy.
Why? I did it. I sent Hank Instagram. I saw a video I saw on Instagram this morning. I just copied the link, went to fucking Twitter, went to my
because you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go 3 dot. No wait. You gotta click the paper airplane or whatever that is, and then either do copy link or share to, and then.
So everything you're describing so far, you gotta do to send a DM.
Not really. It's right there. It's like especially if I talk to you a lot. Which, you know what I mean? It's like, boom, boom, done. These are all the people I message all the time. Like, your name is right there. So I would just go, boom, Feitelberg, done.
I guess so, but I would, I'm not going to see, you have to tell me. Like, if you're going to do that, text me, I just DM you something on Instagram, and then I'll be furious, but at least I'll know it's there.
What I think is weird is when people have, like, conversations in Instagram, and then conversations on text.
Yeah, yours is a special case. You don't do it regularly or anything like that. But like someone who's like, did you see what I just sent you? Like,
yeah.
No, we're talking right
here. Yeah.
Why would I see that?
Yeah, or like a group chat over here and the text message over there. Or that. I mean, we're for sure old on that front, but
I am in my.
You're about to say something that's old too.
Well, I'm okay.
Nope, it's right. I'm right.
Oh no, I'm okay being old.
Yeah,
I'm fine. Like that's fine.
That is.
I'm comfortable being set in my ways.
Yeah. And I really, really didn't think. I thought as a product of this job, I would always be evolving, and I'm not, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Like
I actually never thought that.
You always knew you were gonna be like old man at the cloud.
Yes.
Yeah.
100. Dude, I remember it. I was thinking about this the other day, where I remember when Dave hit 25,000 followers on Twitter or something like that. He was like, I don't understand how to keep up with these mentions. And I was like, that many people can talk to you? Mm-hmm. I was like, this is going to be a problem for me.
Yeah. You knew.
And I just kept being like, in my head, like, if I get a little bit bigger, then I've reached the point where I can stop looking at my mentions.
I've always said that
And
about fame, and I don't think it's true anymore.
If you had told me when I had that revelation, which was 13 years ago, that was going to be a problem for me, if you had told me like 25,000,
by the time
I
you
would
reach
have been
quarter
like,
of a
when I
million.
get 25,000, I'll be set.
Yeah.
And then it would have been 50, and then 30, and then and then 3, like 150. And if you told me that day, if you're like, when you have 300,000 followers, you'll still be checking your mentions. I'd be like, no fucking chance.
You know what it is though? Because I always said we have the worst level of fame, where it's like if you're super famous, you don't even look at it. And if you're not, and if you're a little bit less famous, nobody's an asshole to you.
Yeah.
We're big enough where we have people who hate us for no reason, and a large enough pool of people that there's going to be several dozens of assholes who approach you. And then I still maintain that a little bit, because when you do get super famous, you also get super rich. And and Barstool, for like the 99% of the employees, you are famous enough on the internet to get a lot of hate, and not famous enough to be rich. So that is a shitty place to live. But as far as you get so big, you just don't even see your mentions. It's just you see the amount that you see.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right.
Like maybe it updates really fast, but like you open it up and you see someone being like, fuck you. And you're like, yep, that happened at 2,000, 25,000, 250,000, 250 million.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Kim Kardashian sees those comments. There's 50,000 comments beneath it.
Yeah.
And you have 50, but you still see someone being an asshole. So I don't think there's any way to get around it. I think that I think that I would. I feel like I want to get to 1 million. I feel like when you're in the millions, you could have 400 million, you have 1 million. I think I would stop then. Like I still not worry, but like I'm still motivated to grow my page, and like I want to see how many views I'm getting and all that sort of shit. And I think if I hit 1 million for some reason, that feels like a number where I would just be like, I no longer care. Like I will use it still. Like I think I would stop looking at it though. Like at this point, I'm still like doing like interacting and feedback and liking and posting and sharing and all this shit. And I think I would just be like, this is just a tool that I use now to put shit out there.
Yeah, I mean, still like mode. I still want it to be bigger. I think what I've always thought, and I finally realized that like I think that's a detriment to me growing it. I think it's a detriment to me being good. I think the number one way to grow is to be good at it, or not be good at it, just be good at your job. Yeah, and then I think that's a strong detriment. It's a deterrent to use it too, where I'm just like, this isn't fun to use.
I think you can I think it's almost impossible, but I think if you can, like there are certain times where I'm getting triggered by something, and I just check myself, and I'm like, these are all just jokes. Everyone's just like busting my balls, whether it's true or not. Some people probably are definitely not. But I'm just like, these are guys just fucking around on the internet, like making fun of me. I'm just gonna like make fun of them back rather than being like, what the fuck, man, you know? And it kind of resets. And because I do think if the more you use it, I still think we probably use like 1% of the fucking capabilities of these things. You know what I mean? Where if you really want to like grow, you can make it your job and like use it every day and use all the features and shit. But once the minute you realize like, and truly realize like this is making me worse, which is leading to less money in my pocket, I think that's a big before and after moment on the internet, where like you don't really realize it until you're like, oh, like I'm not doing, and this is a weird circumstance if you work in this industry, right? But if you get paid off this shit, the minute you realize that like sitting there reading Reddit comments, sitting there replying to Twitter trolls, like that is a horrible use of your time. It'd be like if you fucking make stuff to sell, and instead of making things, you just spent time arguing with people like at the counter.
That's a good point.
You'd be like, you're not making the product you fucking. So, but it takes a lot. I do not think. I mean, you're probably the only one I know who like has that epiphany and like really.
I get what it's just like
really
it struck me very recently where I was like, if you had told me 14 years ago, like you'll have 300,000. And you'd be like, and we're still reading it? God, we must be fucking miserable.
And we haven't killed ourselves yet? Holy shit. Like, but yeah, we are. It's like, we're absolutely crazy. We're absolutely, oh man, it really is. I mean, it kind of ties into what we were talking about the other day of how we really, we're at the very, very infancy of it all, where they are for sure. We've said this a million times, but they are for sure going to be like, oh yeah, we had to put the clamps on that and monitor that shit.
I remember
Everyone had unfettered access forever. They all went crazy. There's a generation of crazy people.
He was comparing himself to Jenna Marbles, and Jenna, I forget what numbers they both had, but she had like 4x him, and he was like, "How the fuck does Jenna keep up with her stuff? I can barely keep up with mine."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "People have that many people talking to them? Holy shit!"
But also, I think that mentality is like, you don't keep up with them,
right?
you know. Like, I don't think Dave does any. I hope he doesn't anymore. I think at some point you're like, I don't care about these people. That's the real nirvana.
But it's not like
I don't. You say whatever you want, do whatever you want, good, bad. I don't care if you boo. I don't care if you cheer.
It's because it's not that. I want you. I do care if you boo or cheer.
Yeah.
It's that not when you. It's because it's all like, I don't even think most of those people are doing anything wrong. It just bothered me, and it made me want to do less, and that made me worse my job.
I definitely reached the point though of like, if you told me like you didn't think I was funny or you didn't like this blog that I wrote or something that I said, I would either argue, why don't you, or like, should I change it? And then when everything hit the fan, it was just like, oh, that sort of like those things truly stopped mattering to me.
It actually bothers me more on the internet than it does in person. Like, dude, we did our shows. We're going to Minneapolis,
Detroit and Buffalo to wrap it up.
End of the month. Minneapolis.
This is for Buffalo, by the way. This is for you guys. The other two shows we probably should have fucking canceled too. But Buffalo, you guys sold the fuck out immediately on a Sunday, a football Sunday. Jets, Bills in November. I don't even know how we ended up scheduling that date. It was a miscommunication. And I was like, we're going to have to change that. Before I could even ask the guy to change the date, it was basically sold out. It was like 260 out of 270 seats were sold. You are the only reason why we were doing this last leg of the tour. We are finishing up strong.
And we're doing it so in Minneapolis we can go to the BDSM show. At Big Gay 90s
or whatever, right?
Big Gay 90s.
Big Gay
yeah.
90s, yes. Yes. That'll be awesome.
We'll be there for 10 minutes because it's going to get really fucking weird. We're just with a bunch of your coworkers watching people get whipped and shit. You're like, all right, I'm uncomfortable. Everyone sufficiently feel weird.
Do you think Jackie will feel the most uncomfortable?
I don't think Jackie's going to come.
Jackie, you're not going to come?
No, I'll come.
Oh, will you? I feel like
No, I will.
He's gotta come.
It's a very welcoming environment at Big Gay 90s.
Is it?
You know, it truly is, and it's the welcoming environment. Aside for the people on stage, they are not in a good spot.
No, I'm not worried.
They're hard as a rock.
I'm not worried about Big Gay 90s. I'm worried about like being with you guys.
What the fuck does that mean,
the fucking
dude?
Psychopath, masochistic, sadistic freaks on stage? Fine, you guys are the problem.
Yeah, just like, I don't know.
What?
No, I'm not like worried about it.
Like,
let's clarify that statement, please.
Oh my God, no, I'm not worried about that.
Like,
just
you feel awkward?
It's
Fine.
just awkward being with male coworkers.
It actually, because it's not hot, so it's not.
I was gonna say it would be.
Okay.
I think it would be worse to be at a strip club with her.
Yeah.
Where it's just like this is just like.
But even a strip club, I don't think is hot. Like it's not.
But like the vibe there is just people like trying to get hand jobs and shit.
Yeah.
This is like we're here to see a spectacle.
But also it is hot to the other people in the room. So you got to be very subtle about you. This is fucking nuts.
Yeah, you're gonna offend some people. Yeah. What do they do there?
They were.
What's an example?
People were like splayed and they get whipped, and then there's just like a sex corner where people just ride and I think it's kind of
faces. You were saying?
Yeah, ride and face.
Are they just fucking? Are there anybody?
I didn't see any
just
dicks
straight up
out.
like missionary sex.
Like
happening?
the face riding was like she had a thong on, but like that definitely was askew a little bit. It is.
Plus, all you need there is a little friction. Come on. Jesus.
It is. It's
nope. I bet you there's like a no penetration rule.
There's a lot of latex.
Yeah.
A lot of latex.
Well, those are just giant condoms when you think about it. You know what I mean?
And then there's like, it's funny to watch the regular
normies.
There's a handful of couples where it's like, you guys walked out of the house looking like that?
Yeah.
Like you got vacuum sealed up and he put on a pair of cargo shorts. Like, what the fuck? Couple outfits shouldn't match, but they should
at least be in the same.
Complement one another. Like,
if you're in leather, you've got to be in if you're in latex, you got to be in some sort of leather or something.
Right.
You can't be just like sweatpants and a hoodie.
Dude, my guy's in a fucking North Stars retro shirt. Like, what are we doing right now?
I saw a couple.
Wait, I was gonna say something. Why did I start all of that? Oh, to say that if the stuff bothers me online more than in person. Because I still think the funniest thing I said on tour, not a single person laughed at. No, like literally.
I've noticed that in general.
It fell
we
to-
both have moments where I'm like, how are you guys aren't like most diehard fans and you didn't catch that? There's one time per show I like cackle at something you say and we like look at each other and it's like that was fucking funny. And over everybody's head.
This one I don't remember you even laughed at. You remember when we were in Pittsburgh and earlier in the show, the guy was like, "Is it gay to fuck my best friend's twin?"
Yeah.
And then later in the show, he was like, he just randomly was like, "I have ED," and I was like, "With women?" And he's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Dude, I have news for you."
Yeah. No,
But you can only get hard for the person who looks literally exactly like your best friend. And you can't get hard for other women. Like, and no, everyone else is like, "What's he talking about?" I'm like, "Oh, you're gay," is what I'm saying. Dude. I'm saying you're a homosexual man.
There are those moments,
but that's funny
easier.
to me. Like
yes.
them not laughing at that. I'm
Agreed.
like, that was crazy. But like, if someone's just like one person online like that wasn't funny. I'm like, fuck, was it not funny? Fuck. Like when I say it,
Totally.
I can feel it more. I'm like, that was funny when I'm in a room. Whereas like online, I'm like, fuck, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I am not. Maybe that wasn't funny.
I also think of it as like if I'm in person and I say some funny shit and it goes over your head, I'm like, oh, like I don't really think this, but what's going through my head kind of is like, I'm just funnier than you, I'm smarter than you. Like you don't get it. You know what I mean? Like me and my buddy were having this conversation. We said some shit. It went over your head, you know? Whereas on the internet, I'm like, I need to explain it to you because you clearly don't get it. You don't fucking understand it. What don't you understand about the joke here? Whereas in person, I'm just like, I don't know. Forget about you. Because I don't know why that is. You would think it'd almost be the opposite. In person, you would think you'd be like, hey, don't you get it?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. I would 100% think that someone not laughing at me in person would hurt more. But not that hurts. No, I mean, hurt kind of is. Right?
But it's, you know, like it eats at you to the point that you're like, what don't you fucking get?
Yeah.
You know? That's why some of those, like, I hate to even admit some of some of those phrases that get overused are, like, stupid. But, like, when someone says you don't know ball, I'm just like, I hate you so much, dude. I fucking hate you. You don't know ball. I'm like, oh, and I know you mean that for real. Like, if you say to be funny, fine. But there are people like, you don't know ball, man. I'm like, I can't believe you haven't killed yourself yet. I really don't. But then it's like the Jordan crying meme. It's like, as soon as they know, it's like, that's all I'm going to get in the next fucking 6 months now, you know? The internet's a terrible place. Terrible place. How much do you think how do you think... You're on your way. I'd say you're 50% of the way there.
What?
Goodwill
yeah,
Hunting.
it was the episode you were gone. I genuinely asked them, can I get a flip phone?
I think you...
Because I was like...
We said no.
if you didn't have to T9 text, I would think you could. But you can't do that again, bro.
I kind of could because like most of my texts... 90%, 80% are
don't
like
need to be sent, like you said.
not even that. Yes, that's 100%.
Yeah.
But are just like
yes, no.
like 3-4 words. Like I don't usually hit a second line of text.
I think you would think more than you realize, and you're also forgetting how long it takes.
I'm a big ha 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 guy. You wouldn't get those anymore.
No, you get an H.
Yeah.
I'm having a moment. And I think I'm handling it well, but also the mere fact that I'm thinking about it like this probably means I'm not. You've seen probably more than anybody how much I text and how many people are like half the time it's just like shit that I have to handle or someone's upset or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I do a lot of networking and talking, so a lot of it is my own fault, but a lot of it's just like what now? What next? Like how do I, you know, all that sort of shit. And like I usually when I record I will come back to like 25 text messages.
That's insane.
I go to sleep at night. I wake up in the morning to like a bunch of text messages. And a lot of them will just be like, I go to bed at 11 o'clock. I have a lot of friends who stay up till 2 in the morning. And they were fucking around sending shit. But also something like 1 or 2 that I have to reply to. An email that I missed, whatever. And I am trying to like, even at work, I'm trying to like, have these meetings where we come up with ideas and then like let other people do them. You know, usually I was like, how can I be involved? How can I help? But I also want to be a part of it. I don't want to miss the boat. I'm like, I can help you as much as you want. I'll be in it if you want. I don't have to be in it, all that sort of shit. So I'm making steps towards like having less responsibility because I was like, it was just like crumbling, and it's kind of working. But now I'm like, what do I do?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
But I'm also, it should be nice, but I'm also a crazy person who like alone with my thoughts. Not being occupied, I need to like relearn how to do that again. Like I used to be able to just sit on the TV, sit on the couch and watch.
I'm not very good at that anymore. I will admit that.
Okay, is that an age thing you think?
Probably.
I used to be able to bang out 10 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
And then be like, that series is over, on to the next. Let's keep it moving,
100%.
That's why maybe the video games is doing it for me because like I feel like I'm doing something, as stupid as that sounds. At least there's like an activity, you're thinking, it's a goal, whatever. But just sitting around now, I find hard to do, and I think too much. And then usually I was like, all right, I got to fucking go handle this, got to handle that. And now I'm like, nobody texted me last night. And I'm like, okay, cool, good. But then I'm like, wait a minute, what do I do now? Or then I'll be like, all right, no, nothing is happening at work. Like, am I not doing enough now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, then I go through, but it's all just like I need to learn how to just be like, yeah, man, it's all fucking fine. None of this really matters. But it is funny when it's like, when you have a goal.
You talk about work. You have one job on this planet, Kevin. It's die. And you're going to do it eventually. You'll get to it. Until then, just fucking
hang on.
Yeah.
Just let it go. Yeah, it's weird though when you're like, I wish this wouldn't happen, and you work to make it not happen, and then you achieve it, and you're like, oh no, do I need that?
you get to a place where there's not a lot going on. It's nice. You want to know what the biggest problem in my life is right now?
No, because I love this for you, but it just drives me nuts when sometimes I think about how little you have to do, and it's amazing. What is it?
KFC Radio is sponsored by BetterHelp. This time of year can be a lot. Got a lot of stuff coming your way, and it's natural to feel some sadness or anxiety about it. But adding something new and positive to your life can counteract some of those feelings. Therapy can be a bright spot amid all of the stress and change, something to look forward to make you feel grounded, and to give you the tools to manage everything going on. It just helps keep everything in line. It helps you know that when you have something coming your way, or when you have something on your shoulders already, there's light at the end of the tunnel. That's what therapy is the best at. It's like, you know what? I know on X day, whatever day you're choosing, I'm going to be able to get this off my chest. It gives you the power to get through. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/KFC today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/KFC for 10% off your first month. Do you know how much you pee on your legs?
I'm going to go ahead and say not a lot.
Oh my God. You don't have a clue.
I guess I don't. Is this a
do you know how much
splashback
you
thing?
pee on? Yeah. It's crazy.
From a toilet or from a urinal?
From a toilet. It's insane.
How are you standing on the toilet?
Here's the kicker. This is how little I have to do.
You measured it or shit?
I've been doing this a lot recently.
Oh my God.
I've just been.
John is at home doing pee experiments.
It's not a pee experiment. It's just I'm just peeing.
And like tracking the results?
I don't have pants on. So I'm noticing.
Are you talking about pissing on your pants?
Uh-huh.
Wait, okay. Sorry. I'm interrupting. Go
so
ahead.
when you pee, usually you're wearing pants.
Okay.
I'll call it 99% of the time you got pants on.
Mm-hmm.
I've been hanging out pantsless recently. And
you can feel it?
you ever cook like bacon without a shirt on? And you're like, oh shit, there's fucking grease everywhere.
Yeah.
Everyone go home tonight, piss with your pants off. You got piss everywhere.
I'm gonna say this is a John thing.
I think this is a you thing.
I know I am, and it's a credit to you. Have you heard his stream?
No.
It's a fire hose. I'm sure there's wake in the toilet. I'm sure it's rough waves, snow caps in the toilet, white caps in the toilet when John pees. I don't think I'm gonna go ahead and say I have like because there's microscopic shit going on all the time. Like 0.01% pee gets on my legs.
and when you fucking when
And
you're
I think
done,
you get like 10% on your legs.
when you're done, it hits you like when your dick goes
The
back
dribble?
to the prone position. Yeah, that just dribbles down your leg.
What do you mean back to the prone position?
Like when it's just flat again. You're done peeing. You're done shaking. You go to walk away.
Okay, but you don't
Your
like
dick's still
you don't like
swinging
hold it up.
when there's no.
Wait,
No. I
in
have
the
my
same-
phone out. I'm not. I
Okay.
I just pull it out. But when I'm pantsless, I just kind of stand over the toilet. I'm just like, okay, pee, go. But what happens is the boxers to catch it, so your dick's just fucking.
You're just dripping piss. You don't shake enough.
I shake a lot, dude.
I don't think you do,
Bro.
You know what
again,
I do?
Particularly when I'm pantsless, because I'll just sit there and wag for a little while.
See, the
I don't
problem
care.
is that the problem with this, and I've thought about this with my son because I'm trying to, but I don't want to be weird. You shouldn't shake it.
Yeah.
Shake. You gotta like toothpaste it almost. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I do the whole thing. I run the gamut.
but by the mere fact, the mere fact that we just say shake it. I think people like that's not helping. What's helping is like there's a liquid left in this little tube, and you need to like get it out.
Yeah.
If I gave you like a tube of something and said there's a little bit of liquid, would you just shake it, or would you be like, all right, let me get it out
Honestly, probably. But like, yeah. Also, like, I'll shake, then I'll wag, then I'll pull.
You do not need to be moving your hips, Sean.
It's like a bop it. And I'll do a little bit of everything, and like. It's just so much pee.
Are you sure? Oh, you know what this
So
probably
you got
is?
splashback. The splashback, well, that's mostly gonna hit you below the knee.
Yeah. Now your shins. You gotta worry about your shins, and you gotta worry about your thighs.
But then you start to shake. The shake's gonna go all.
Have you peed on your balls yet?
No.
Oh man, if you have a long ball day and a short dick day, it's a problem. Kind of like beads up and.
No way. You walk around pissing on your balls. Bro, I just talked about how my legs are covered in piss all the time, and you stole my thunder. The hell is that?
No, if you've ever had a long ball day and a short dick day, that drip at the end can catch your scrote.
It's like the corner of a house on a rainstorm.
That's what I'm trying to describe. Where it comes in and then drops.
Where the fucking gutters are a little off kilter, so it's just kind of like falls down.
It's funny you said that because I literally have that at my house, and sometimes I go, oh, that's what I think. Oh wait, what was I gonna say? You.
Damn, all those piss dogs getting me have to piss.
Oh, I think I know what's happening here. I think this is also you're getting old, and I think you're not peeing enough. I don't think you're peeing out all the pee. I think you have more pee left over in your dick and your bladder than you realize.
I think you're underestimating how much time I stand there. I got nothing going on, bro. I just told you.
You guess so.
When I piss, I'm never pissed in a hurry ever. I'll chill.
Just standing, waiting for gravity to do its thing. Good. When we had Ari here
don't
the other
catch me
day.
in the bathroom at a stadium. I got guys throwing beers at me.
Yeah,
I'm
next
busy.
up.
Hang out.
They're doing the water fountain, tapping on the shoulder. 3, 2, 1. Ari telling us that he pees 8 times a night. I'm not kidding. I'll cash out. I mean, I'm sure he's exaggerating, but that probably means multiple times a night.
Is Ari on the show today, by the way?
Oh, we haven't aired that yet?
Guest, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Ari's on the show today with Steve Ranazizi, and we were talking about getting old. And he said he gets up at night 8 times to pee. Ari, on the one hand, is prone to exaggeration. Also, is very prone to just like tell you the absolute brutal truth. So it might, who knows? It could be 8 times. But if it's more than like 3 or 4, even 3, 4
Bro,
times,
3 or 4 is crazy.
4 times you get up.
I get up once a night to eat. That's it.
For the first time ever in recent, in last year, let's say, I will get up. If I wake up from something else, I'll be like, oh, I have to pee. You know what I mean? Like like something else is bothering me because I'm old. I'm in pain or whatever. And then I'm like, oh shit, I gotta pee. But I mean, for 37 and a half years, it used to be I pee. Sometimes I didn't even go before bed. I would just fucking go to sleep, and I don't know, my bladder would just hold all that shit until I needed to pee the next morning. Now it's like, oh yeah, I gotta think about I gotta pee before bed. If it gets to the point where it's like, I don't know. I'll take all the medication for that shit. You see Joe Theismann promoting that shit,
No.
Super Betamax and all those things.
Yeah.
Frank Thomas promotes it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm almost just like, these guys can't piss? What are you talking about? I get the ED stuff, sure, but you can't piss? And then you start to see the first signs of that, and it's like, oh, well, wait a minute. If it gets to 8 times,
I'd argue right now I piss too much.
You drink too much. You drown in water.
Yeah.
Like you're probably very healthy because of it, but you might cross over into like these last 20 ounces are like bad for you. It's crazy. It's a good problem to have.
This is my 3rd liter of water today.
I've had not a sip of water yet.
That's crazy. I've had 2.5 liters. It's 10:30 in the morning.
How much water have you had today, Peps?
1 liter.
Wow, Jackie.
3 sips.
Okay, you're more on my.
Are you guys drinking other things?
I mean, I had some milk
Actually,
with my
no.
cereal.
Wait, no. I had a lot of water this morning. I probably had.
Yeah, totally.
No,
Me and my
'cause
super hot girlfriend from Canada had.
I forgot I like chugged this morning.
I usually, what I really need is the body armor delivered, and not because I actually hate how much. I've said this before, how much we need the bottles of water here, and people freak out when we don't have it. But what it does for me is I just grab it. It's just in the fridges when I walk by.
Yeah.
And if I don't have that, I don't. But usually when we get the shipments, I will slug body armor.
This shipment today.
Okay. Why don't we just get a bigger shipment?
No, Kevin, there's $1 million question.
It's crazy. It's like we get a monthly shipment that lasts 2 weeks every time. Some would say we need double. But yeah, it's one of those. It's like I don't like to work out. We know, I don't want to diet. Like, just do the bare minimum and drink the substance that has no taste and no nothing that makes your body run, that fuels your life. And I'm like, no thanks. God damn it, you will do everything to harm your body, won't you? Terrible.
One more thing I did this weekend was I watched Pete Holmes' new special. I love Pete Holmes.
Pete Holmes is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Pete Holmes also is getting, I feel like a little edgier.
I would agree with that.
A lot of like when he was doing those Batman sketches. Have you seen those?
Yes.
He does a great Batman. In those, he's like cursing a little bit more and
Yeah.
like talking shit a little more. And I think I don't know if he is intentionally or if I'm just noticing him more, but he's been very funny recently.
But he has in his sketch, in his special, he talks about how it's kind of dad bod-esque where he talks about guys who work out and he like talks to the woman in the crowd and he's like, I'm what you want. He's like, because when a guy who's like jacked gets naked in front of you in a hotel room, like enjoy that because that's the last time you're gonna feel good. Like he's like, I feel good at all times. I'm soft. Is what he's arguing, all that, and like I do
feel good meaning like she feels good to like snuggle up against his soft body. Yeah. I feel like I've heard girls say that.
I have too, but is that something you actually feel? Like,
I can't
I just thought it was like
imagine
an internet trope thing. Like, do you actually like?
Wait, what?
Like, do you like?
if you're snuggling up against a guy and you like lay on his stomach and he has cut abs versus like you lay on like my fat stomach, you'd be like, oh, that's like a soft pillow versus like I like that better.
I think it's like I actually like recently like have been talking to people. There's like the thick neck, thin neck theory. Have you guys heard that?
No. Lay it on me.
Where it's like, so girls who like a guy with a thick neck can't alternate between thin neck and thick neck. But girls who like a guy with a thin neck
both ways.
Can go both ways.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's kind of like Taylor Swift. Like now that she's dating Travis Kelce, like she can't go back to a thin neck guy. Kind of thing. So it's like for me, I like a thicker neck guy I softer too, you know.
Wait, that's the opposite though. You can go both ways.
No, but I'm saying like he doesn't need to be like jacked, but like I tend to like just like bigger guys.
What is a thick neck guy? This is why you got to speak up more.
Okay.
This is very interesting.
Okay. But it's kind of hard. Like I don't really know exactly how to like describe it because like some guys are pretty in between.
In this case, we're talking about Travis Kelce.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I think there's like a Joe Rogan who's like
Joe Rogan's a thick neck guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about like.
But I think of.
But it doesn't have to be like a thick neck. Just more like the skinnier guys. Like I'm not like for the skinnier guys. You like Timothy Chalamet does nothing for me.
Right.
I see.
But okay. I think but we're, the problem is we start talking in crazy extremes where it's like Timothy Chalamet is one chromosome away from being one little piece of DNA away from being a chick.
Yes.
And then some of the thick neck guys are gonna be like.
He's one REM cycle away from being a chick, bro.
One glass of Chardonnay for John. And then, like, you know, The Rock is like a thick neck,
Yes.
where it's just like you. Did you see that meme that I think I sent it on Instagram?
But no.
Then now you saw it, or I tagged you on Instagram. It was the body type was like curvy.
I did see this.
With the
Yes,
arms
yes,
and legs.
yes.
Yeah, that was Feitelberg.
But like, it doesn't have to be like a thick neck. Like, I would say like Ryan Reynolds is like a thick neck guy.
I would agree with that.
I don't think that's a thick neck.
Oh no, dude, Ryan Reynolds is a big dude.
But I don't. That's my point. Is like I don't think The Rock and Ryan Reynolds are comparable.
But Ryan Reynolds is like 6'3", 220.
But he doesn't his. I think of thick neck is like your personality behind it. Like people who are like their personality is that they're big. You know what I mean? Ryan Reynolds could have like the same career whether he's 6'3", 225 or like 5'10", 186.
Disagree, sir.
What does he do that like he needs to have like the body?
He's
for?
like the big hot dude in rom-coms.
He's not the big hot dude. He's like the witty, clever guy.
No, but that doesn't play.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's better to be good looking and all that shit, but his shtick is never like he's not Gosling in Crazy Stupid Love, like, look at my abs. He's like, I'm going to tell a joke and make you laugh.
Yeah, but they go hand in hand. And I think that's what I'm getting from the thick neck theory, is his personality is rather off-putting if he's a skinny little guy.
Probably.
It's endearing.
Yeah, yeah. I saw somebody do an impersonator. Whatever.
Yeah.
He did Ryan Reynolds, and I didn't like it. It was spot on.
Yeah.
But it was that voice and that like the eyes and the face. I was like, I hate this.
Yeah, no,
but it's Ryan Reynolds.
You got to
like
have
it.
Ryan Reynolds' structure to be Ryan Reynolds.
But I do get the idea that if you date like a hip, skinny hipster, that you'll also go ahead and go fuck like an athlete who's like ripped, you know?
Yeah.
But if your type is athletes and those guys, those other dudes are going to be a turn off to you.
Yeah, that makes I get that.
But I get that I get that it goes one way and not the other.
Yeah.
Because, and this is why I think ultimately that the girls who are like dad bod is better. The ultimate thing is like a guy who's in good shape,
right,
you know?
Yeah. And
every girl, whether you date that guy or like him every single day, I don't know. But you want to fuck that guy. At some point, you want to get tossed around. And then you might end up liking the musician, the funny guy, blah, 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 whatever. So it doesn't go both ways.
Like, I'm not like looking for like a bigger guy. Like, I'll take a ripped guy, but like
that's what I mean.
It's more like
I'll settle for fucking Travis Kelce.
But nobody like if you meet a guy and everything clicks, and I mean you can tell people's bodies but when their clothes are on. But you know, let's say I don't know, winter, you're all bundled up, whatever, and the guy takes his shirt off and he's shredded. You're like, oh, okay. Like, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know? Whereas if he took off his shirt and he was, like, scrawny, you would be like, I can work with this. Mm-hmm. But you're not going to be, like, good.
Yeah.
So that I think, is the crux of this, the thin neck, thick neck. But I also think that what Taylor has done, I think if you start out and you make thick necks your guy, you can't go the other way. But I think if you're, like... I
almost think you're scaring away thin necks. If you're known as the thick neck person, thin necks are probably like,
I'm not even gonna fucking try.
I don't have a chance either.
Right. But I think Taylor Swift having a history with all the artsy guys can dip into this, and if she doesn't like it, can dip back.
Yeah.
But if like she did, like if all those other guys were thick necks, I don't think there would be. I don't think like Joe Alwyn or whatever would be like, I got a shot with Taylor Swift anymore. He'd be like, no fucking chance. It's like if your type is football players and basketball players, I ain't approaching you, girl. I'm not even gonna waste my time. You know what I mean? So that
say what you mean to say. Ooh, say what you need to say. But do you?
And this is specifically became a thing because of Taylor Swift, or this is a thing that is just being applied to her?
Yeah, so I think it's like because of Taylor Swift, people will kind of figure it out. So I don't think the theory is fully fleshed out, as you said.
Jackie, I thought Jackie fleshed versus flush last night.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, "We'll flush that idea out." I was like, "We'll also flesh it out." But she goes, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure." And then she texted me, "Yeah, I looked it up. It's right." I was like, "I know, I know it's right."
She goes, "That's not the correct term, but okay, we'll talk about it tomorrow." So like, I don't think so. Like, whenever I've talked to people about it, like nobody can fully decide, like, agree on who's considered thin neck and thick neck. So like, I'm looking right now and like, for sure, Andrew Garfield would be thin neck.
Yeah,
and like, but like Jake Gyllenhaal, I would say thick neck.
Well, the problem with these,
I would agree with that.
The problem with these guys is they all, if you're a big time actor, you've probably done both.
Just look at that main picture. That's a thick neck.
But also, if you look at Jake Gyllenhaal, like he went through a thin neck phase too.
Yeah. Like
all of these guys eventually are like, I'm going to do a Marvel movie and get on steroids.
Yes,
So it's more. I bet you it's more.
Gyllenhaal in particular seems to have a very thick neck though. He's
probably a bad example where it's like, if you can be a guy in an MMA movie, it's like, yes, you trained for like 8 straight months and became this guy, but there are certain guys that like could not even do that.
Yeah.
So if you can even pull it off, but it's probably more, I bet you, like musicians versus actors. Like there are probably music guys who are like, I am going to be a skinny creative bassist my whole life, and I'm never going to be that guy. Whereas he can be like, I'll be in the romantic movie, and I'll also be the fucking rock star or the fighter. I mean, look at that. Look at his fucking arms and that.
huge.
Yeah.
But that's something I'm trying to decide because I'm thinking for myself. Like I've never.
You thick neck boy.
Oh no. I mean when I'm trying, like I've never.
Just to be clear, you thick neck.
Like I'm back on Pete Holmes where he's like
Pete Holmes is thin neck.
Feels different, like with a different person. I like.
Yeah, I think I've heard that enough that they're either lying or they believe that.
But I'm thinking with women, like I guess I'm sure I have a type, and most women I'm with are similarly sized. Like I've never been with someone where I'm like, oh, this person's got a hard body. This person's got a soft. Like I guess.
Yeah, you just fuck hot bitches, bro.
Chicks like
we're men, we're shallow.
Chicks don't have like, but I think women in general don't have much muscle mass anyway, so it's not like but I'm noticing a ton of difference. It's kind of looks like skin to skin, baby.
I do think, as much as I'm laughing about that, there is a level of like guys who have a certain type, like a girl I think can like hook up with a fat guy and a skinny guy and an in shape guy. They kind of is a spectrum.
Yeah.
Where guys can do that. There are dudes who will like fuck anything. But if you're asking like what do I like, it's like you have a type.
Yeah.
You know
my sister though, like my sister likes like a cut guy. Like she wants a guy who like goes to the gym like twice a day.
Pass her my number, you know. Yeah, like I think there are
Kevin's
people
about to start drinking water.
I'm about to have a liter a morning. Holler at me. I think it's more. It also does become like a personality thing where it's like, it's like who you are almost one way or the other.
Yeah,
you know. But I mean, I've heard people be like, yeah, I don't want to like lay on you, and it's like sharp and like hard. And
but that's
like,
what that happens with muscles. I think it happens with skinny people with like
bony,
like unless the guy's flexing at all times. I feel like
you're still like on a stomach.
Is...
You're still on, but I mean, again, we're talking about the extremes of it.
Yeah,
But also, it's like it's like I don't know. I guess most of the time you're sitting on the couch and you're not fucking and you're not hanging out with your shirt off and all that stuff. So maybe you want somebody squishy because the majority of the time.
Squishy is a word Pete used.
Yeah, maybe that's the majority of the time you're doing what you're doing is squishy stuff. So you want squishy, but to me it would be like, I don't know. It's okay. I'll put a pillow over your stomach. I don't know. Like I'll figure out this problem of your body being too sharp for me. I don't know.
For the record, anytime you're touching my stomach, I'm not breathing anyway. So like, dude, when a woman lays on me, I'm like, get the fuck off me so I can literally breathe.
It's also just like bottom line, like you said, Kevin, like you just want to be like not even like a sexual way, but just like tossed around.
Yeah.
It's not like about like the cut.
I think girls want to feel small. They want to be like protected. They like that. Again, speaking in stereotypes and shit, it's like the same reason you want to get choked and slapped and thrown around sexually, but also in real life, it's like girls don't want to put on heels and be taller than you. They don't want to have to, they want you to open the jar. They like the little, that sort of shit, I think is, and if you have a true thin neck, it's like, Yeah, you cry more than me, dog. I can't have that. But
we can share clothes the real way.
yeah, that's not good. You don't want that. Voicemails?
Voicemails. These bad layers right here, they are presented to you by the one, the only Pirate Water. Dun, 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 dun. Nope, that's Ride of the Valkyrie. Whatever. It doesn't matter because with Pirate Water in your system, you will dance to any music. Doesn't matter. Ride of the Valkyrie. Doesn't matter if it's a Pirates of the Caribbean song. You will move your hips and shake your knees. And that's a weird way to describe dancing, but I don't really know another way to do it. It is for partiers and ragers. We have created the perfect drink for you. Introducing Pirate Water. It creates the Four Loko and Mamitas. It's a 16-ounce canned, ready-to-drink malt beverage with 10% alcohol and all you need for a good time. It comes in margarita, Sex on the Beach, Bahama Mama, Miami Vice. Those might sound like summery drinks to you, but here's the deal. Summer is a state of mind. It doesn't matter if it's November. It doesn't matter if it's December, January, February, March, April, May. It is summer all the time when Pirate Water is around. I don't care if it's snowing out. I get myself a can of Pirate Water. You can do the same by going to drinkpiratewater.com to find Pirate Water in a location near you, or you can order it now on GoPuff. Make sure you follow and tag at Pirate Water in your post for a chance to be reposted. What does Jake Bass have to say?
You probably already covered this, but I just started listening, I guess, probably like 8 years ago. I don't know. But
Oh, wait, can you stop this real quick? I forgot to show something funny about the pee conversation. So in my notebook, I just write down things I find interesting, whatever they happen to be. And I wrote down last night, I took a pee, and I wrote down,
Piss on your legs?
You're gonna want to bring this up on the show. This is something you're gonna want to tell a lot of people about the pee thing. And the thing I have written above it, it's so funny. I was just reading a book and there was a quote that I found interesting, so I just wrote it down. I like never go back and read these, but I just write it down and I don't know. So back to back in my notebook, I'm gonna read the pee one first. It just says, "Ever pee without pants on?" And then the thing I thought interesting before that was, "Make no little plans. They have no magic to stir men's blood." I finished writing "Never pee without pants on." I was like, that was a weird back to back.
You had to be super stoned for that.
No, I think that's a cool quote.
Make no little plans.
They have no magic to stir men's blood.
No little what?
It's
I'm not an idiot here. That's crazy, right?
Why? I'm surprised. Hang on, we got another 10 minutes now.
You expected everyone to be like, "Whoa!"
No, not whoa. I expected everyone to be like, "That's funny." Back to back. You don't think that's a good quote?
I don't understand it yet.
Can you break it down?
Make no little plans.
Okay.
What?
Don't just say the quote again.
Make big.
Well, we're gonna break
So
it down piece by piece.
make big plans.
Yeah. Think
Okay.
grand.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Because little plans have no magic to stir men's blood. They don't get people excited. It doesn't get the juices flowing. It's a pretty simple quote.
Now
guys.
I got it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really basic quote.
Yeah.
No,
I think that sounds. You don't talk that way.
No one talks that way. It was said in the
Yeah.
1890s.
Yeah. Oh. Wait, who is that? You? Who wrote
No,
that?
I didn't
Oh,
write it.
that's what I'm
No.
saying.
No, I said I was reading a book and I read something and I liked it.
Oh, I thought you wrote that down.
I said all this.
That's what I thought you were like.
No.
Where did you hear it?
I read it in a book, The Devil in the White City. It's about the World's Fair in Chicago in 1892.
John's getting old fast, bro. What the fuck? John's getting old fast.
What was that?
Dude. Fast. My man is going to be dead by
Well, hang
next
on.
month.
I'm going to make this
You
more.
read World's Fair books 1 minute, you dead the next, bro. You're fucking gone.
Now, you're right.
aging fast.
You're right with the description I just gave you. That is an accurate response to the description I just gave you. However, the book is actually about both. It's about Chicago getting the World's Fair and all that. It starts like 1888.
I was like, he's gonna give us real details. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
It's gonna get good. Hang on, it's all worth it. So alternating chapter, every other chapter is about the architects who built this World's Fair, Burnham and Root, and then the other chapter is about America's first serial killer who was murdering during this thing. He built a murder castle and was just fucking
in Chicago. Is this?
Yeah, it was around the same time as Jack the Ripper, and he's considered America's first serial killer, H.H. Holmes. And he is
H.H. Holmes.
He is
Triple H. That's crazy.
Diabolical.
How come he doesn't get the love? How come it's Jack the Ripper?
That's what I was talking about with my dad just the other day. I was like, dude, I like this dude. I'm only like 100 pages in, but this dude's like, he's a killer. He like bad guy.
H.H. Holmes. He's probably a thick neck.
No, little fella.
Thin neck.
Little fella. Yeah.
Right. It's one or the other. If you're gonna be murdering people, you're either like like big and imposing, or you're like little bitch. And you have insecurities.
Gorgeous blue eyes though. Filled the room with blue.
I'm sure that's why girls fuck them.
This, you probably already covered this, but I just started listening, I guess, probably like 8 years ago. I don't know.
Look how far apart his eyebrows
Maybe
are.
I missed it. So when I was in college, I got real fucked up and ended up in a cab. It took me back to my parents' house, which was an hour and a half away from where I was initially. Became like kind of the story of my life. People still remember me from that. Grew up in the Midwest, so that might be why. But I'm really just curious why, if you guys have any stories. I know Feits definitely does. He's told several of those on his own thing. But what kind of stories, specifically KFC, if you have any kind of stories that would relate to that, of basically just waking up and like, where the fuck am I kind of moments.
It is a funny genre of stories, because if you want to be an asshole about it, it's like none of them are interesting. It's like, one time I was supposed to go to sleep here and I woke up there. But they're like the best to tell. Like everybody does tell them, like, dude, I got on the train, fell asleep, went to the end. I fell asleep going. What's good for if you live where we live, Grand Central's the last stop. So like if you're going in, you're fine. But you get drunk and you gotta go back home, and then that's where the problem runs in. And I remember waking up on Metro North, the bell was ringing for like the door like closing, and I jumped off the train, and I was like nailed it. Like body must have known, like perfect timing. And I was like 40 stops away. Like I just happened to wake up when the bell was ringing, but it was not even fucking close to my. And I always remember that story because I was still like in high school, maybe early college, and I couldn't get home. Like, and nowadays you just feel like, I don't know, I'll call like one of the 5 million services.
Yeah.
But like every car service that was local, all the cab services had closed up for the night. I called like a limo service, and they had to wake this guy up in the middle of the night, and they were like, this is going to be like a $200 fee because we're like waking this guy up. And he drove me like an hour home from Connecticut to get back to New York. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do right now. It was the fucking winter. I was at a fucking.
Can you imagine someone calling you and be like, you got to give this drunk guy a ride? Like,
no. Right. What's crazier is that like it had occurred, that they did it. I guess, I mean, maybe it was even more money than I'm remembering. Maybe it was like $500, whatever it was. I was like, I'll just pay whatever, dude. Otherwise, I'm going to fucking freeze on this track and connect. Like, what? And that's not that long ago.
No.
To be like if you're young, you probably never even like fathom a world where, like the worst thing that might happen is like you're at like a festival and all the fucking Ubers are taken or whatever. You know what I mean? But like to just be like, there is no transportation.
Bro,
I guess I could just get back on a train and go back in, but like I don't know when the next one is. And it was cold. It was late. It was like
I like won't go to a place if I'm like born. I'm like, if I don't have an exit plan,
I'm not going. Yeah.
If it's gonna be remotely difficult,
if I'm gonna be trapped. Wait, that story you explained the other day, getting off the subway for the parade.
Yeah,
I was thinking about it the rest of the day. I was like, I don't have too many of those though. I was a pretty responsible. Like I was the one who would get home and shit like that. There was like one night specifically where I was like out of control drunk, and I was like mortified the next day. Where I was like, if I didn't have like good friends who took me home, I would probably be like in jail right now. I don't even know. But otherwise, I was always the one time I woke up. I've told this a million times on Mail Time. I woke up in the back of a Volvo at the Jersey Shore. They have those houses where they all have half houses. It's like 100 and a half, and they all shared this driveway like inward. So the inside became like this courtyard. So there's a bunch of cars and a bunch of like people pass out. And I woke up in a back of a Volvo with a gigantic seagull on the fucking moonroof, just like poking at it. And I was like, what is going on? It was like 8,000 degrees.
Bro.
It was so hot in there. I opened the door and like fell out of it. It was like birds were flying away and shit. It was probably quite the scene.
I slept in a lot of cars in my day, and
those get
a
hot. In the
cozy
summer?
place at 3 a.m.
Yeah, buddy.
Bro, once that sun gets a glaring,
and you're drunk enough to sleep through the first, like, usually the sun will wake you up, but if you sleep from like 7 to 8, you get like an hour of sunlight in a car. Think about it. You park a car and you run in and get something, you come out, it's hot, A full like hour or more of that shit just baking up, you'll die in that shit.
You might as well be asleep in a microwave.
I've actually seen a meme, I think it says, or it was a sign maybe. I think it said 74 degrees outside is 94 in your car.
Really?
It was for dogs and babies.
Yeah.
Like, don't forget your dogs and babies. So that's 74. If it's like hot out, you're dead.
Factor meals. Baby, let me tell you. You were going to see some videos during Surviving Barstool with I'm just putting down factors. Everyone's out there jibber-jabbering, trying to figure out who's voting who. I'm in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen all the time. I'm eating Factor. This holiday season, you might be looking for nutritious, convenient meals to keep you energized on jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery system, can help you fuel up fast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You will save time. You will eat well. You will stay on track with your healthy lifestyle while tackling all your holiday to-dos. Too busy with holiday plans to cook, but want to make sure you're eating well? With Factor, skip the extra trip to the grocery store and the chopping, the prepping, the cleaning up, too, while getting the flavor and nutritional quality you need. The flavor is incredible. Get the steak. Somehow the steak's medium rare. I don't know how they do it. It's incredible. It's so pink on the inside. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat and enjoy. Looking for calorie-conscious options over the holidays that also taste great? Try delicious, dietitian-approved calorie-smart meals with around or less than 550 calories per serving. Need an extra boost to support your wellness goals and feel your best during the holidays? Try Protein Plus meals with 30 grams of protein or more per serving. This November, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door. Head to factormeals.com/KFC50 and use code KFC50 to get 50% off. That's code KFC50 at factormeals.com/KFC50 to get 50% off.
What up, boys, girls, everybody in the studio, behind the works, everything, chicken heads, everybody in the mix. What's going on? Mike from Long Island. So I was just watching a video on TikTok of Mark and Brandon Walker talking about how, like, what a great idea it would be to limit the amount of, like, honks on a horn people could use, like, per year. I think it's a great idea coming from somebody who hasn't had a horn on their 04 Camry in about like 2 years.
Doesn't have a horn?
We're not going to say that. That's hypothetical just because of, certain restrictions.
Yeah, the police are going to come knocking.
But, like, what is something else that you think we could
I think we need... I don't think...
Wait, real quick. Jackie?
I can't believe it. What are you going to say?
What?
You have a sweater on?
You can't be hot. You can't possibly be cold.
This entire
I'm fucking frigid.
Get the fuck out. I wasn't going to say it because I was like, I don't want to just do this whole thing again, but I'm so happy you spoke up. I am like to the touch right now, 1,000 degrees.
This whole time I've been like, I cannot believe how much I'm sweating.
I was thinking about how I was like, I can't believe he's in a sweater right now. I am.
It's a good, by the way, strong fit.
Thank you.
But just
like for the wrong temperature, for the wrong region of the country.
Wait, I'm my hands are like purple right now.
Get the fuck out of here. Is it different over there? There is that. See that thing blowing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Oh,
Dude,
what?
We need to just move the couches. It's like so much better over here. You can feel a full-blown breeze. Look at the thing blowing in the wind.
Oh, this is lit.
That's a delight.
Oh, I thought that you were like concerned for me over here.
We're jealous of you.
I'm jealous. We just move you over here and us over there. The whole problem's fixed.
Okay.
It's a sauna over here. Anyway, I was gonna say the limit is not what we should do to the horns. I think we need to diversify horns. I think I mentioned this the other day. But if you had, and you would really have to trust the people, because you have to make sure that people don't abuse it. But if you had 5 horns a year that were like, this is my emergency horn, and your car is programmed to make this noise only 5 times, like a siren or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when that's done, that's done. So if you want to be a dick and use it on a night where it's not really an emergency, well then, like when your wife's having a baby, you're fucked. But you have a horn that says, it talks to you basically. Why does it just have to go, ah? Why can't it be like, I need to move over. I need to move right. I need to move left. Hey, can you let me in? Like, you know what I mean?
It's like language.
There's no communication.
There's plenty of communication with the horn. You don't touch it right.
I agree with you. I know what you got. A little pop, and a little
the horn,
I get it.
We got those horns.
But it's a lost art.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I obviously living in New York, I don't understand here. And it's not as bad as it once was. But I remember as a kid being like, what the fuck is happening?
The light goes green for 1 second.
Yeah.
And like, you think I'm not trying to go? There's a fucking truck in front, you know?
I'll still hear it occasionally here. It has gotten much, much better. But the
laying on it, you know,
people like 10 cars back honking. What are you doing?
That I understand what those people are doing, at least, where it's like they're in a rush. They see that it's a green light. What they can't see, because they're 10 cars back, is that there's gridlock.
But on what planet would you think that the person driving isn't hoping to drive?
I agree. But there are times where I'm like, you are right behind me, and I know we can see the same thing.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you honking at, you know? I at least understand those people maybe can't see what's going on.
Like, do you think someone got in their car? We're like, I'm going to drive to the corner of 33rd and 7th
and just
take
sit
a nap.
there. Yeah.
Like, they're fucking trying to go somewhere too.
I'm sure none of this works though. Because even, let's say I have my horn that says like, I'm in a rush. I need to get here. Like, please let me go to the right. There's going to be a response horn that's like, fuck you. No, I can't. It's just going to lead to, it's road rage. I'm talking about making road rage into horns. Horns into road rage. But limiting horns might be also just a way, like, in general, you only get a few honks, so make them count. It's not a bad idea.
The limiting the horn makes sense.
Maybe also, what else? I think limiting your, and I mean, I limit myself to 0, but limiting people's talk back at a bar, at a restaurant, sending things back, complaining to the manager. Like, you are allowed to do it, but you get to do it like a couple times a year.
I think you should get it once a year.
What? Maybe, yeah, fine, once a year. Like you get, if they really fucked it up, you really have a gripe, fine. But people who constantly complain, people who are always like, I'm not going to tip because of this or that, those people need to be limited somehow, some way.
I'm 35 years in, I'm at 0, so one a year is plenty.
Yeah.
We actually like to play a game. My family is and I'm sure other people do this, but can you get your full order without getting the waitress or waiter to ask a question? So just give them everything they need and fucking so they can move on.
Love that. So like right off the bat, you just go like,
no,
I want a burger with fries, medium, cook well with a Coke. Boom,
yeah, tell them it's cooked.
Yeah.
Just that I thought that when you said,
but that also needs to be like
back. Like I thought you meant like
that could be cool too, though. Like you need to be able to communicate everything.
But
that also
get
sometimes
your whole
I think
message
they
out and
like
move on.
to ask it to like, it's like how they remember it almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you can just be like bam, 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 bam. Oh,
next person
we would
move
save
on.
seconds at a time.
They should teach that in communication class.
Yeah.
Tell everyone all the information they need.
You know,
And then we'll be
the
done.
world in general, communications class, it's just convey. Brevity is the soul of wit, right, baby? The convey what you need in the fewest words possible, always. Always. I guess that's not totally true of writing, though. Sometimes you want to fucking get off.
Yeah, but
track and
there's a
mosey along
sometimes
with
it's
it. But when it's just informational,
yeah.
let's go.
All right, that's it for voicemails. Now it is time for one of my favorite people, a man who took $2,000 out of his pocket and attempted to give it to me. If I kept that, do you think he let me keep it? Were you in here for that?
Oh yeah.
I think so too. I should have kept that $2,000. I think it was given in earnest, and when I pushed back, which I did in earnest as well, he was like, "Fine, fuck it." It was the appropriate exchange of I'm gonna pay you, me going no, him accepting okay. That is, like when the bill comes out, no, let me chip in, no, okay, and it was actually a very classy, I'll say, classy exchange right there between me and Ari Shafir. So he did. I will stop saying that he owes me $2,000 because he did attempt me to pay back the $2,000, which I rejected. He's the man. I love Ari so much. Ari and Steve Rannazzisi on KFC Radio. Now go see them if you are in the Midwest. They are on tour.
Yeah. I had to wipe with my hands and a Pepsi Zero.
Oh, God, bro.
I had no choice. There was very few leaves. They were crumbly.
You wipe with my hand.
And then you go on dirt. You rub it in dirt.
First of all, why did you have a Pepsi Zero on a hike?
What do? Not wipe?
How did you have a Pepsi Zero on a hike?
Pepsi Zero on a hike might be the craziest part.
We had a Pepsi Zero. I don't know. I definitely didn't find it. I'm not disgusting.
That's what I think happened.
So you wiped with your hand.
Yeah, and then you Pepsi Zero it.
And then wiped again?
Yeah, and then put some Pepsi Zero in
Why
there.
would you put Pepsi Zero on your asshole?
Because you want to see if, how you put an Altoid
water.
in it.
You
If
need
you're
water. Some sort of moisture. What do you mean? You can't. Dude,
if
I'm
one of
a
those
bidet guy.
hemorrhoids falls off, the Pepsi Zero will explode.
I'm a bidet guy no matter what.
Volcano. Oh, my God, dude.
Bro, I gotta be honest, that might be the most despicable thing I've ever heard.
Bro,
rather than just have the feeling of like, oh, I gotta shit, you want to have
had to.
Pepsi Zero on your asshole.
It wasn't a preference. I would have liked to not deal with it.
I respect the move, but I will say you had other options. I'm going to go to them right now. Ready? I know you don't mind having your shirt off.
Take off your sock. Take off your
sock, shirt,
boxers.
Yes.
Okay. Here's the problem with that. I didn't think of it.
Wait, Pepsi Zero in your hand came to you before an
I've
object?
wiped with my hand
Two
before.
socks,
In
boxers,
Thailand,
shirt.
you do that.
I
You
go one
fucking
sock,
bucket.
one sock. I would take my boxers, then I would do my shirt.
Yeah.
Was it a solid or was it all liquidy?
I don't remember. We got to ask O'Neal. he saw it.
And how much was your stomach like?
You know what it's like when it's just like
Yeah.
almost always you're like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom soon. There's an occasion where you're like, it's just happening.
Yeah.
Okay, but so it was an extreme one.
Yeah, and we're
okay. That's
30
my
minutes
point.
up a mountain.
That's
It's
my
just
point.
like there's
okay,
nowhere to
okay.
go.
I thought you were just like, I gotta go.
All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.